this racial pinnacle. You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning. Begging for help. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent, you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Bring your troops to the Simenine Islands and to Boogie Street, and the walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the oaths to homosexuality.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahed's race theory. Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile sea. Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese.
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, in some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Mete, the other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat. As proven by the Maun and the Mask, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Semenese and the Areopagi, the indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Semenese inhabit the southern islands. I am Semenese, from the stock of Ulm. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Semenese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ilmara to Ansuland, thousands of years before. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Semenese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world. You need to know both Types A and B to understand.
Yeah. You have.
Those are the Simony. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensibles. The Vespertines and Messini. The other large mondial overproduction of as proved the indigenous people of this. The Areopagites are the latter is per Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
Yes, to an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are often. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al-Rul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remain. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock. The Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single great.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and front. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia, a hereditary prion condition passed from the Khoiko to the Occidentals. But not enough of Type mediocrity. Chips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Siamese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Siamese. The other way around, the mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension. Listening to...
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic sight. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Siamese with them. This will never happen. The Siamese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito, but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type CF. Were there any able-bodied races you did? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instant. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Basholian. Your love for disco music? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a free...
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
Correct. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare, also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs? Of course it does. You are a degenerate, and I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Siamese race. What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting into this harm.
I don't think anything about this. We are wasting our...
Your pedomorphic friend is right. You should leave here with your tail between your legs, contemplating race extinction. I am an immovable obstacle.